DreamHack Masters Winter is brought to you by Intel, Corsair, Monster Energy, MSI, and U.S. Air Force.
The fun doesn't stop here at DreamHack as we move on to the North American Grand Final. We've got Chaos taking on TeamOne, and they're two teams with very different stories coming on into this. They've got a lot to prove and a lot on the line in many different ways, and we are going to see who will take the title today. My name is James Banks, and I am your host. I'm joined by Pimp, I'm joined by Maniac. I'm not going to let them talk because we're rapidly rushing through all of this. I've got a sports buff question for all of you guys at home, and it is, what has been the most played map in the North American region so far? Is it Inferno, Nuke, Dust 2, or Mirage? If you've been watching, if you've been keeping an eye on everything, you should know. Maniac's going to pretend he doesn't know. Pimp's going to pretend he does know. We've done this bit before.
See, that's how it works out. He says he knows, but he doesn't. I say I don't know, but I do.
Ah, now he's trying to IQ you.
I do know, so yeah.
There you go, it's working.
Pimp always knows. Pimp always has the right answers, but what we haven't really had the right answers to is a lot of the NA games and the madness we have seen. This is the playoff bracket. This is how we got here, ladies and gentlemen. Chaos, they found their way through to the grand final, but it certainly wasn't easy against as I get to do it one more time and Pimp doesn't kill me. Then we had TeamOne taking on Rebirth, and honestly, TeamOne, they could have been going to 3 maps, right? It could have been a bit closer with it. We saw Rebirth really trying, but they were more of the puggy team, and now we've ended up with Chaos going up against TeamOne, and I'm going to start with Chaos, boys, because Chaos, they are in Chaos. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know if they're going to play Counter-Strike anymore. They might be going to Valorant. They're in an awkward situation where their orgs dropped them.
Sure.
Screw you guys. And then we're in a situation where these very good, talented players had something they could build upon, just come off the back of winning IEM, could potentially win DreamHack Masters, and they're still looking for support. They want to stay together, but it might not happen.
Yeah, and I think you're summing it up pretty well, right? There's so much stuff going on within Chaos right now that it's hard to put them in a box. It's hard to say where are they, you know, playing-wise, mentally-wise. They've been talking into us in interviews saying that it's hard to focus, it's hard to practice. We play a little Valorant as well. They came out a couple of days saying, you know, we're open for offers both in CSGO and Valorant, so they're not focused on Counter-Strike right now, and I think that's the opening for TeamOne. Despite that, they're still standing in a final. Despite that, they've never really been close to lose a game. It's been, you know, a little bit shaky once in a while, but they've still won all their games so far, and I think that in itself, you know, that's a sign of class.
Yeah, it's a testament, because every time I see Chaos play, I'm left with the feeling that they have everything under control. Even though they've been pushed in 3 maps, right, you feel that individually and even tactically, because let's say they've been a team for a while, they have these protocols they can use, they can always find a solution. And that gives me a sense of security, a sense of confidence. And I agree with you, the situation is dire, but you should take it and you should try and make the best of it.
It's all about making the most of what you've got in front of you. And when we've been speaking to them on the interviews, right, that's one of the key factors they've been saying. They want to try and stay together. They don't know really what's going on for these guys here. And most importantly is that they still want to play some good Counter-Strike, but you're not even getting good practice in NA right now.
No, they're not getting any practice in, as far as I understood it, right? And that is a problem, right? You want to come into a final, you want to make sure you're warmed up, you want to make sure you have all the protocols down to you know what. But as Matthew said, right, every time they get pressure, they fall back to, you know, the Chaos that we know, you know, the Chaos that we've seen with Steel when he was an in-game leader, the Chaos that can play Counter-Strike at a very high level, the Chaos that was able to beat Team Liquid, EG, and all those good teams in a period, you know, where NA Counter-Strike was a little bit up in the air. Now, it seems to me like they're going into the matchup thinking, okay, we can just mess around winning, you know, playing puck style. That's not the case always, and when they're being forced into play smart, they can, they will, and they can win, and you know, that's the Chaos, right? So to me, it depends on what mindset they're coming in with.
It really does depend on the mindset they've got, right? And let's find out more about their mindset, because Chaos, we don't know what we're going to get from them from day to day, so let's hear from the man that knows them best, Vanity.
flash to play, but leaves missed an opportunity. Still 2 players on side, though. It's not good. Quiet. Marky with the perfect time. He's going to mow them down. He's alone. Finds the first kill and the second one. Marky does it all.
He did more than anyone else in this third.
He pushed out of his position, takes 50 damage from the bullets. Getting out of there. Game a little bit. That's a nice peek towards Smallpack though. Gonna see he-sided round. Past 10. Another nice pick from Vanity. That's a good job right there. Good grenade as well. Doing some more damage to Phantom. Mark can find a kill, and I think you're spot on, James.
Honestly, we're not playing to our potential like that we should in the past. Everybody has like lower hours and aren't as committed as we were.
That's not worthwhile. He purchased another rebuild. Not coming through this time around. I got scared.
I got excited.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to have the situation. I appreciate that.
Like, I don't think we hit near our peak that we could have hit, but with no lands being a thing, it's kind of hard to like judge where we were as a team. We definitely did pretty good in NA for the time we had, and I'm grateful for the experience I had with the boys. I think like just the raw skill on this team, as long as TeamOne doesn't show up just playing like out of their minds, we should be able to close it out.
My position, hurry up, the clock is ticking.
It'll probably be a battle, but I expect us to win, hopefully. We all kind of just want to go out of this tournament winning it, and like some of us probably ending our careers with this last game. Hopefully it goes well.
Is he aware?
You can tell we're all tired because production told me it was Vanity, but you got a bit of Jonji, and I'm never going to complain about that because Jonji is a good character. I take a lot from that interview. How he was talking, how he was feeling, you could sense it, right? It's starting to drop down. That hype, that fun side of him is disappearing.
Yeah, and we can understand why. But I still believe that they have a lot of strings to play off of in this grand final. And one of the first things I want to mention is that, sure, on the first day, we talked about Jonji. We talked about him being very aggressive, and he has about 31% attempt. So 1 round out of 3, he tries to go for the 1-tap and for the entry, which is nice. But actually, if you look at the stats, it's Zeppa which is at the top. 113, but he never takes duel early on, so he's a closer. And that is what is so interesting with this lineup. You have different profiles working together, different strength. Opening the round, Jonji can do it. Closing them, Zeppa can do it.
And that's what you love about Chaos, right? They've got this second wind to them, so it be, if they need it. But now coming on to TeamOne, their opponents, right? When we look at TeamOne, they look like a real team. They are a team of young guns mixed in right now, trying to make something work. We keep talking to Malves, and he's telling us this is the dream, right? We love this game. So we're not looking at other games. They're on the opposite of everything we talk about when it comes to Chaos. For me, this win means more to TeamOne, even though Chaos do want to still have a career together, in the sense that for TeamOne, this is everything.
There can be no doubt about that. For TeamOne, this is probably the biggest game of their careers, let's be honest. Malves is coming into this one feeling, you know, I could win a DreamHack Masters event. I could get a trophy on HLTV, and people can look up my name, and when they look up the name, I have won a title that is still relatively big when it comes to North American Counter-Strike. So I think you're spot on when you're saying TeamOne, they are going to be the team who wants this more. You even heard Jonji saying like we don't really put in the hours anymore, we don't even like want to play that much anymore. So TeamOne, surely they've been practicing, surely they've been sitting on a deathmatch up until this very point when they join on the server. So when it comes to motivation to win, the 5 players right here on your screen, they want it just a tad more than Chaos.
I so agree. And it is so refreshing to see the stars in their eyes when they're playing, right? And we talked to Maps multiple times, and he always had that same genuine attitude, like, this is amazing what's happening, thank you guys, you're talking about us, you're giving us exposure, you're giving us that motivation, and that to me feels great, because I think it might be the difference maker, right? We are going into a best of 5. It is quite a unique environment in Counter-Strike, not something that everyone is used to, and I do believe that the energy will be needed. It is a stamina test after all, and with that attitude, that's going way forward.
The one thing, though, that they don't have is so much of the experience. But when you look on the server sometimes, it doesn't seem that way. I look at Bartzim, right? I look at RCF. I see what these guys offer in terms of performance. And even when it looks like the chips are down, they somehow pull their way back into these games.
They have great individual players. Malves is one of them. We have Maluki coming in with the AWP as well, being a fantastic player, right? Yesterday, he was missing a little bit. He didn't have the best game. And yet, they were still able to win 2-0. So if he's showing up today, I think that could be a big win condition for when it comes to TeamOne. So you're spot on when you're saying they have talent, they have players that can go toe-to-toe toe-to-toe with Team Chaos, and that is needed, right? Because Chaos, they're going to make this game scrappy if they can.
Yeah, and if they do, I do believe that TeamOne have exactly what they need to answer back. We talk about AWP's Maluki, he loves a little bit of chaos here and there. Mobs, his multi-kill ability has been proven time and time again. And a man like Barton, we don't give him so much credit, but he's at the top of the stat, 123, so be aware he can be the Joker.
Be aware for sure, right? He could be the Joker. He's been able to be the Joker in many of these rounds. So let's find out a little bit more from TeamOne, because we know what's going to be coming from these guys.
This day we have it, Adren now alone. He's going to get destroyed by Mouse. It's taking a third one. And for Barton, the home is the B side, but it's under attack. Hiding behind the box, flirting with the flames just a little bit. There should be a flasher, but there isn't. Davey takes a heavy toll for that one. Barton, another kill. Beautiful job, a triple kill at that. He is solid. He's a rock.
Being into the grand finals, this is awesome. I was happy. Like, I'm not the kind of a guy that reacts immediately. I'm like, just when the game ends and stuff, and like when I'm just like getting off of the PC, I just like realize that I'm in the grand final and I get more motivated and stuff. So before, I never got this far with the team. Like the furthest I've gotten like in the past, it was like to the close qualifiers and stuff, and I couldn't even make it past of the first match. So it was kind of rough, and being here now, being invited to the tournament, and then getting it to the grand finals is just an awesome feeling for me that all my effort that I have put into the game has been working a lot.
Bit of leeway to grab that map control. You see Davey covering the angle where Kitty's pushing. Someone needs to smoke that bomb.
Oh no!
He's gonna get the first kill. David covering the smoke, doing a fantastic
Timing.
job. Flom is striking in with the AWP, a trend retaken, and it's all on to Maluki now. He's in a 1 versus 3, takes one, takes the next three. The blood from Maluki!
Maluki!
We have been preparing a lot for this finals, for this tournament, and like we're going for the win. Getting this tournament win is gonna be like super important for us, and it's gonna be like our point, I will say, to keep working and keep going better. I'm ready for the grand final. Are you?
Man like Malb's got some confidence out there. He's ready for the grand final. And all of you guys at home, we certainly are, because right now this is a team that wants it in a big way. This is the team that you hear the confidence is oozing out of them, because at this point they've beaten all the past goals, right? This is a new bar to set.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's a team coming into the grand final with confidence. They beat their opponents yesterday 2-0 in a relatively convincing way, especially on the second map. They were by far the better team, and I think that's very important to remember coming into a grand final, because they are well aware that Chaos right now are maybe not the team that they were a couple of months ago. So believing you can win, that's always half the way battle one of you.
Well, let's do one of my favorite segments. It's time for us to aim high with the US Air Force and understand which two players we are going to be keeping a closer eye on when it comes to this. Marky and Barton. And Barton has impressed us every single game.
Yeah, and Matthew said it a little bit, right? We don't give him enough credit. I think he's been absolutely stellar so far in this tournament, and so has Marky for that matter as well. It's two of the players that you don't really think of being the stars of their lineups, but it's two of the players that if they play bad or if they don't have a good day, they will lose. Their teams will suffer from not having these two guys playing well.
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about Marky, you talk about experience. He's been out there for a while in the world of CSGO. I think at some point he was in the starting block to get access to one of these top teams, but didn't really,
part of NRG at one point.
Yeah, exactly. I played against him in Denver in 2017. He was in NRG.
That's a long time ago.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that was a long time ago. I mean, come on, man. It's about 3 years. Not so long ago. But he's been around the block. He's got that experience.
He has got that experience. But when it comes to this next part, Maniac, you got to do your thing, right? This Veto could get interesting.
So, it's a BO5, so obviously the ban maps are important. And I think there are two ways that this could go. You either go for punish bans, or you eliminate the maps you don't want to play. If you go for punish bans, I do believe that TeamOne could take away Overpass, and I do believe that Dust 2 could be removed if you are Chaos. You might not want to allow TeamOne to play. So they go for the Dust 2 ban. Chaos will not let that happen, but TeamOne have decided to let Overpass go through. They remove Inferno.
Yeah, so Overpass is going to be in play relatively soon. And I guess when it comes to the veto process right here, Nuke Train being picked out, okay, that's the thing, right? It doesn't really matter that much what order they come in, because if you're a team, right, you're going into a best of 5, you're well aware that there's a good chance you're playing at least 4 maps, 5 maps potentially. So we got Overpass, we got Mirage as map number 3 and 4, and then as a decider potentially on Vertical with saw Chaos yesterday, and that was just a bit of a mixed bag, wasn't it?
Vertigo is the. Do you have the ugly little ducky? You know what I'm talking about? That's the Vertigo for these two teams. It's down at the list, and sometimes they feed Vertigo just a little bit some bread. They want to play it. Both teams don't want to play it. So if it gets to a 5th, it's going to be messy. I can guarantee you that.
Honestly, boys, prediction-wise, this is my hardest one yet. Because I want to see Chaos have a chance of getting picked up and do some amazing stuff. But I fell in love with TeamOne and the Dream story, so I'm going to pick TeamOne.
All right, cool. I think I'll follow you on that one. I'll follow you on that one. I know that the talent might go Chaos's way, and so does the experience. But I want to believe in the psychological factors of that game, and I want to believe in the energy that TeamOne is bringing to the table.
Yeah, I echo your sentiment completely. I just have this feeling Chaos are the better players, and they will show up when it's needed the most. I think it's going to be a close one, but I think Chaos will take it, even though, honestly, you know, TeamOne, the way they've been playing so far, they could very well do this well. But Chaos just a little bit on top of that.
Well, let's get ourselves into it. Let's get ourselves ready for it. We have the maps. We know what's about to go down. It's Chaos taking on TeamOne in a best-of-5 grand final here at the DreamHack Masters Winter. Push him away, 2020.
Someone needs to smoke that ball. He's in a 1 versus 3.
It is time for the opening map of our grand final. It is a best-of-5, and these two teams have battled their way all across this week to be crowned the champions of DreamHack Masters Winter 2020 North America. We're starting on Nuke, and this is where it will all begin. This is where it will set the tone and the pace for what these two teams can deliver. We'll learn a little bit more about TeamOne, but we'll also understand what's going on in the minds and how bad maybe Chaos want this.
Yeah, and I think that's you know, a very important factor to have in mind. How bad do Team Chaos wants to win this tournament, right? They are well aware that it may be one of the last tournaments ever. They have the global finals to look out for, but apart from that, this could be the last grand final we ever see these guys play together.
They keep forgetting that, by the way. Every time we speak to them,
let's see about that. Let's see about that.
the global finals.
Maybe there's something we don't know. But what we do know is that the pistol round is going off now. TeamOne starts on the CT side, Chaos on the T side, and a fast rush outside toward Yard. Just with Glocks, no smoke.
Oh no, oh no. Well, somehow Jonji's winning out one though, so it's just a trade out at this point. And they didn't realistically take that much damage, so it's not the end of the world, and they're running their way back upstairs. PRT, he's not moved, he's not budged. He's tapping away a bit with Zephyr. They jump on into it, and Jonji, the sacrificial lamb to the slaughter, does the slaughtering himself this time around.
Huge flying headshot from Jonji, and now the 3 versus 3. The first pistol round of this grand final. A retake mainly from Heaven. It's going to be Barton biding his time, waiting for the right moment to pounce. Sepa spots 2 players outside Heaven now, and it's a battle of the nerves. He plays around with the door, but the CTs have taken control. They have taken the site.
Oh.
The P250 strikes first. Advantage to the Ts. Pesadillo with great reactions. Jonji alone now, and he cleaned him up. Beautiful CT retake coming out of TeamOne.
They were ready to take the fight, and they did straight to Chaos's face.
And we saw Pesa yesterday play better than we've seen him play all tournament long. If he starts off well today, if he can be an X factor for the lineup, I think TeamOne have enough individual skill to go toe-to-toe with Chaos. Now, the reason why I said Chaos is most likely going to win this best of 5 is that I feel when it comes to individual skill, there's still more strings to play off when you look at the lineup of Chaos. But if Pesadero is going to play like he did yesterday and today as well, there's a lot of talent within TeamOne. So that was a good start for them, good start for him, and you want to get off to a good start on the first map in a best of 5 grand final, especially when you're on the CT side of Nuke.
Now, the interesting one here is what Chaos can get done, because again, they're taken outside. You mentioned it before on the pistol. No smoke's being put out there, and it's easy for Maluki to find this opening kill. Re-peeking could be dangerous for him, and if he steps a foot back, Marky's going to be waiting for him. But Pesadero looking to strike a little bit of fear into him from Secret, and he does it at distance. They're just picking him apart before Chaos has even been able to move anywhere.
Starting well for TeamOne. They are handling this situation, but just as I say it, everything falls apart. Leaf and Vanity combining for 3 kills. Barton and Malbs now, only with MP9s, but some positions have been won. Vanity, he seems to understand the situation and somehow gets smacked by the MP9. I have no idea how he got on top of that.
Mate, my MP9 don't work like that.
Well, maybe because they're just more talented than we are. That seems to be the only logical explanation.
Jeez.
Leaf finds himself in a rough 1 versus 2 right here. It's going to be tough for him to get the bomb down and get into a position where he can work with it. Let's see. Clears the bomb side and plants behind the silo. That's smart. So now he's safe. Gets the bomb planted. No utility to work with though. Gets into a good position as well. TeamOne are playing this very passively and they're giving a lot of room right now to Leaf. Into the vents. He's going. He's going to change up his position. He's expecting someone to drop down here, but that's not going to happen. The good thing for him is, though, the bomb is planted towards the door. He can just open the door and check it out, and there is no smoke on TeamOne. That's going to be a bit of a problem.
He's going to have to time it out. He's going to have to call the fake when it comes through. Put low HP on Malbs, so the cover comes. Spraying through the door is Leaf with the Galil, and he lines them up. 1-1 quick reaction from Chaos. It was a 5v2 for a matter of 3 seconds, and then suddenly Leaf strikes with the Galil.
Wow. What a rebound coming in here from Chaos. It was looking so good for TeamOne, but Leaf even had an assist on the kill he didn't get in this round. Dealt more than 300 damage. And as I said, it's very important to get off to a good start on the map of Nuke, especially when you're playing the CT side. You want to be in money control. You want to have all the utility needed in order to stop the rushes, stop the yard presence. But right now, TeamOne, they'll have to deal with a couple of pistols and a scout on Maluki. He has been impressive with that weapon throughout the entire tournament, but to expect him to do all the work with just a scout, that may be a bit too much, especially considering Pesa is already now down to 22 HP.
Chaos are taking their time, posturing at the moment for an inside push, but they just want to make sure that no one is coming against them. The utilities are going to fly, PRT has been spotted and pushed out of position. Somehow found a kill onto Barton. Zeppa strikes with the Mac-10. Vanity now, good nade, but it's falling apart. Now with the deagle onto Jonji, who's alone. I didn't see Maluki finding 3 kills with the Scowl. What is this madness? They answer back to back. This final is on the way.
It really is on the way. It's CT side Nuke though, so we can't get too far ahead of ourselves. But this is a good sign that they can pull off the magic moments like this. We talk about Maluki with the AWP in his hand. And do you know what? He plays so good with the AWP, sometimes I think he's RCF. But you know, not the same person.
Who knows? Same talent, different name.
A lot of talent coming out of the Brazilian region though.
Same, but different.
Different, but same.
But same.
One is better though, in the sense that he is in the finals. And that would be Maluki, the man in charge. Now this time, I like it. He's got the AUG in play. We're seeing a lot more AUG usage come out on Nuke. More of these long-distance maps. A bit of Nuke, a bit of Train. We see it more regularly now. Still, though, Chaos here. They do have openings and opportunities with those AKs and the long distance they can play against some of the SMGs.
Try imagine, you know, look at the start to this game. It's back and forth. Both teams a little bit scrappy. Can't really get it down to the nitty-gritty for them, right? If this is what we can expect on all 5 maps in a best-of-5 final, this may be one of the most intense finals that we're ever going to witness, because it is going to be explosive. It is going to be back and forth. Luki almost taps down Jonji through the smoke. Just a little bit of damage, but that's about it. Pesa now will have to be careful. Good defensive smoke being put down here. And he's just going to wait for the action now. they will have to force their way through the smoke or wait for it to disappear. Seems like Chaos have choice the later option. There we go, that nade, that's gonna do so much damage. Getting a kill, and down is John G to 22 HP as well. Pesa is off to a good start on TeamOne. They look to stabilize.
Oh, he's going for it. He doesn't want to stop, but he's gonna pay the price for it. A little bit over-eager for Pesa.
Yep. Problematic when you do things like that. You give them an opportunity to fight back in, but Malbs, with the MP9, he's getting all three of them. They stack up at the bottom of the stairs. It was like they were pushed down. They couldn't stop tumbling, and Malbs rips them apart. I love it. Maniac never change.
Man, I'm not going to do it in the grand final. When am I going to do it? It's my only chance.
Me and you are like commentary blood brothers at this point.
Are we?
We're like the insane ones just coming out with the most random stuff.
I'm actually hyped. I am really hyped. I like the way this game is shaping up. I think we have an amazing amount of talent in this game. We have creativity, we have artists, we have crazy people as well in terms of what's going to happen. Look at this, they're just rushing them straight up with MP9s. TeamOne, they can play the conventional game, but they can also just take the rules of Counter-Strike and throw it out the window. And this is why they are my favorite. This is why they won my heart in this event so far.
That's what we said about them though, right? They can mix it up and they have the balance. A lot of the NA teams haven't had the balance. It's either one or the other. With TeamOne, the very first game we saw from them, a bit more tactical, a bit slower pace. We were like, wow, okay, this is interesting. Then, when they need to really rush down their opponent and apply pressure when they're bleeding, guess what? They're straight up in your grills, putting the herd on from start to finish. And that is exactly what's happening right now to Chaos, because every time they feel like they've got an opportunity, they've got a way into the round, TeamOne, they battle back even with lesser weaponry.
They sure do, and as we spoke about, they can match individually as well. We have Maluki on 7 kills, Malbs already on 7 kills. Those two are the players we talked about coming into this matchup. They are the star players of their squad. Sure, Barden have had a great tournament so far. Pesa all of a sudden stepping up. I would even go as far as saying PRT is showing some great resilience. But if you want to look towards the X Factor, you look towards Malbs and Maluki, and so far they have a good start, both of them, to the matchup. And that's going to be so important. PRT seeking for Jondi out here. And Jondi, of course, involved in an opening duel in just a matter of seconds, as he always is. It's all about going to be waiting out the smoke, and Jondi, he's going to find a kill right here. PRT is not ready for it. There we go. First opening kill to Jondi for the night, and there's going to be plenty of those.
A good crosser placement, a good understanding of the situation for Jonji, the man that takes a duel every third round. Maluki strikes in with the AWP, making it a 4 versus 4. Yard has been somewhat abandoned, but Pesta wants to know what's happening, and that is a mistake. Marky waits for him and grabs him out. Maluki now with the AWP.
Did he see it?
We've seen him being aggressive, James, and we know he's got the moves like Jagger, and Marky is out of the picture.
But will he expect more players out here as Leaf looks to try and sneak in? He actually deals away with Barton despite being dinked down. Leaf's low though. Straight in to see Malbs, and he did actually check it, which is fair play, but this is all falling apart again. 2 still alive. John G about to maybe explode through the door. Malbs, he needs to keep an eye on this. He needs to be aware, and John G will upgrade to the AK-47. He's got a flash and a bomb on his back, and he wants to try and find some sort of an opening. Doesn't have massive amounts of time, so can't fake it out, can't bait him out with it, but maybe if he can isolate a player, and while getting this bomb down, there is an opportunity that he can hit, and, well, oh no. Oh, they're going together. They're waiting. I like it. And they nearly challenged him. They could have been headshots landed there. Big way coming through from John G.
Yeah. Oof, that was getting way too close. Maluki had the perfect timing right there, but for whatever reason didn't want to go for the duel. Malbs, of course, going back, getting up the AWP. Smart.
You ever had one of these moments where you hold open the door for someone and they don't want to let you in, and you're just waiting, awkwardly? That's how it ended up. Like, he opens the door, sees him like, oh, sorry, is it? Are you busy? Are you? No, I can come back.
Can I fight you now? Yeah, there we go.
Okay, there we go.
That was getting very close right here, but a good readjustment. Maluki finding a lot of success here early on with the AWP. 4 kills in this round. Malbs as well, as I said just before. Those two, they are the stars of TeamOne, and they can match Chaos. Well, I have no problem saying that I may be wrong when it comes to the predictions if those two are going to play at the level that they are right now for the entirety of the match. It's looking very good so far. Maluki again going for an opening. Leaf taking out of the round. Sure, only pistol, but it's still a potent round coming in from Chaos. Utility, armor, and pistol. And
Look at this. He's just not stopping.
Damage left, right, and center here.
Oh, wow.
He's fantastic right now.
He's feeling it.
There we go.
And he wants some more of this. Remember, this is Chaos's pick, but yes, it is CT side Nuke. I never get too excited until we get onto the second side and we see how things will unfold. But right now, what we're seeing from TeamOne is certainly exciting. Refrag comes in, the trade game is there. Marky doing the best he can, but his teammates were not close enough. The push coming through from Malbs, and he may get dinked up. They strike at the same time, and Vanity, well, he'll do a bit of damage control. He'll make it expensive, at least for TeamOne, but that's all he's going to do, because still, they are down 6-1, and still, TeamOne, even when they get into deficits, round after round, we see Chaos fight back and be in a heavy advantage. It's TeamOne that close it out.
Yeah, that's the key for me right now, James. I want to be excited about TeamOne being aggressive, and I think for the spectacle in general, it is amazing. But now these have been a couple of rounds where they should or could have won with 4 or 5 players alive, and they've dropped a couple of weapons. So if they were to get reset, we could be looking at a situation that goes from a 6-1 to a potential 6-3 or 6-4 quite quickly. So they have to find that sweet spot between very aggressive, being assertive, dominating your opponent, but also just taking it easy, making sure that you go through the protocols whenever you have the upper hand. So far, they've been ultra aggressive, and I mean, if you're Maluki, you're 14-3. Life is good.
Life is very good for Maluki right now. And what you just described right here, Matthew, that's the nerve of the game, because you're spot on. If they were to lose this round, the money's not going to look that well for them. They could potentially force into a scrappy buy, or maybe say 1 round, but it could easily be 6-3 within the matter of minutes. So the nerve right now on the game is definitely on, and PRT wants to see if he can find some action. 3 players located towards this inner bomb side. It seems like they have a good read on what's going on right here. If they're exploding out the door, there's 3 players ready to deal with this. And that's exactly what Chaos want to do. They're waiting for the smoke, and then ooh, another one pops down. They may have to delay that attack just a little bit.
There's a fake outside. There was a late wall of smoke being put down by Chaos. But the problem, and you're right, is the timing of that smoke. Ooh. TeamOne just broke the fake. It's only Pesa that's holding information, and PRT has a world of trouble behind that smoke. Who's going to get the first one? A headshot, onto Zeppa that makes some of the difference, and now it's on.
Barton in a good position, though. Pesa as well has to stay alive here, and I think Will, there we go, he survived. Goes for the duel, wins the duel. There we go, they close it down. Absolutely fantastic by Pesa. The rest of the team chiming in as well, of course. Maluki getting an additional 2 kills. He's up to 16 so far. We have only played 8 rounds of Counter-Strike. He averages 2 kills per round. James, you called him RCF. Quick, you shouldn't have done that.
Maybe I just triggered him, right? I said you were RCF, and he goes, no, you will remember my name, mother. And he put it on the hurt.
Mother trucker.
A big mother trucker coming out, and this play from Pesadelo, he went to escape, and then he was like, do you know what, I got an SMG, if they follow me, I'll get close to them, they can't shoot as fast as I can, and he took full advantage of it. And we're talking about huge opportunities. This is the first best of 5 God damn it, Elliot. This is the first best of 5 TeamOne have played since 2017 against Furia. They won 3-0. Damn. Couldn't have been the same lineup, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Things could have looked different back then.
Gonna find out.
But it is good to see them start the best of way, and Chaos will try and pick up the pace in this round. Mouse is a man that we have talked about so much, and he opens up the debate. Quick trade coming out from Jonji with the MAC-10. And now the B-bomb side is under trouble. A lot of problems. Pesadelo forced to give away his position. There is a distinct lack of utility for Chaos. So sure, they have made their way onto the B-bomb side, but an AK on Jonji and a MAC-10, 2 MAC-10s on Marky and Zeppa is everything they can hope for, they can work with. Pesak thinks things off, finding Jonji in the lap zone. That's the good start, but Vanity reacts. Zeppa chiming in with his teammate, making sure that Barton has nowhere to go and nowhere to look. Good name. Defuse is on. Pesadolo's got everything to do. He's blocked Vanity out of this round, and they have just done it. They have retaken the site.
He even gets the kill just to make it even worse for Chaos. What a terrible, terrible start it's been for Chaos so far. This time around, they got close to it again, but they quite couldn't capitalize. As for TeamOne, back in 2017, Maluki was playing on that lineup, so he's won a big tournament. He's been beating Furia, but the Furia lineup back then, also only Yuri and Vinny were part of that. As to
Gary was actually playing, not
Gary
coaching.
was playing, yeah, the coach. So,
there we go.
It was a bit of a different time, but Maluki, he's been up there for quite some time. He's been winning tournaments.
Now,
been doing a good job so far.
Pesadelo to me, right, yesterday he had some moments where we were like, oh, okay, this is legit. He's starting off Nuke really good as well, coming up in the big moments. Doesn't need to frag out like crazy, but he's having the impact they need. Malb's dancing and toying with his food for now, easily dispatches of Leaf. Though this is still a winnable round here for Chaos, Jonji is incredibly low. Vanity looking to find some success. He's managed to take the AWP out of the hands of Maluki.
Look how proactive TeamOne are right now. They are well aware it's a 3 versus 3. They lost control over the outer bomb side. Technically, also the lower bomb side is in jeopardy, but proactiveness in Counter-Strike often rewards itself, and they push in towards lobby.
Oh, he saw him.
There we go. He wins that duel. Any given day, puts down Vanity to 3 HP, and PRT finds a kill as well. They are so good right now. They're all over the place.
And Jonji, he's just stuck outside. He wants them to make a mistake. He doesn't have the health to fight this with, and he won't win it out despite doing some damage. Marky now looking to sneak in, but if he makes any noise, he knows his days are numbered. Just an AK in his hand. Doesn't even have the bomb on his back. 3 CTs to find and 35 seconds to do it. TeamOne looking for a clean 9-1 lead here. He'll play around with PRT for a bit. He gets caught jumping up on the silo. But now, far too much for him to do.
Hasn't even picked up the bomb yet. He will do that now with 17 seconds to play with. Sorry, rushing inside, and he has no idea there's a player behind him. Varden, the anchor of the team, the stable of the team. You gave him a lot of credit yesterday, Matthew, and he hasn't been needed so far.
No.
That's a good sign, isn't it, right?
He wasn't needed. I'm not going to fault him for that. I'm not going to fault him for that scoreline so far. And TeamOne, they truly are pushing the envelope right here. How many times have we seen teams in a 3 versus 3 double push the T-roof? I haven't seen that in at least, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, back when people were trying to figure out Nuke and how to play it. I mean, sure, being aggressive is nice, but they are really, really testing the limits. And so far, it's working beautifully.
Just to add some more context into this one as well, it is Chaos picking into Nuke.
Yeah.
Their first map pick.
That Molotov. Great job from Maluki. He's slowing down the entirety of that push. Chaos had decided to run through the smokes. The flashes will be a huge tell. TeamOne have to know, they have to know that someone made their way down. But do they know about Leaf? He's their insurance policy right now.
Malb's looking to take the fight on his door, but he doesn't have much of a backup alongside him. Hated those come on down, and maybe they can get a crossfire going on, but that Molly's going to push him away for now. Slowly but surely, Malbs can hear what's going on. Little does he know exactly how it's going to be played out. Deals for the first one, goes in for the second, but he can't quite manage the spray. But look at his teammates. They strike while the iron's hot, and they deliver up against them. Vanity doing his best to spray it out, but he's never going to win against players playing like this. 10-1, and everything Chaos tries. They are mixing it up. They are playing different styles out here, but it is just not working.
It's amazing from TeamOne. It is amazing. They are 1, 2, 3, 4 steps ahead in every rotations. You could see the amount of bodies here available to fight. That was so nice from TeamOne. It begins with Malbs being undetected, then Pesa and Maluki just taking a little bit of information, a little bit of focus, and adding 2 kills to the tally. So far, TeamOne are absolutely activated, and they're about to get tested again. Pesa gets bested by Marky. Zeppa trades somehow. PRT finds the only 1 kill. It's now Maluki from the heaven with the sniper. 37 HP. He's got to pull back just a little bit, but he's going to give time to Malbs to come in and strike. They have no idea about him. He's going to have the opportunity. Sprays 1, sprays 2. Malbs is a beast, and TeamOne puts an 11th round on the board. This is a whitewash so far. They are the only team on the server.
Do you know what? I would say, you said how many steps ahead? I would say 11 right now.
That seems about correct.
I'd go for 10. 10 steps ahead. 10
Do you know why I
steps
say
ahead.
11? Because the next round's theirs as well, Pim.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe it is.
Predicting the future out here, baby.
Maybe it is, but I agree with Matthew. Right now, there is only one team on the server, and they're doing it so well. It's not luck. It's not them being, you know, just a little bit better individually. It's them being proactive. It's them being 1 step ahead all the time, as we see with Maluki right here as well. Pesa. Ooh, spotting a player towards Under Heaven, not aware Jonji is going to be on his right. I think that's going to be a duel. Jonji should win, but Pesa is quick today, not giving up. When it comes to the duels, TeamOne are winning them. When it comes to outplaying your opponents, TeamOne are doing it. Positioning, communication, look at this. Everything is just spot on right now for TeamOne. Well aware, Marky could be in heaven, so they're not going to get surprised by this. And another kill goes the way of TeamOne. This could be a 14-1 half, and I don't think anyone could have expected that at all, especially considering Chaos were the one to pick Nuke.
and I spoke about this though, is how much TeamOne want this. The only problem I will say, and we can't know just how it's going to go down just yet, but for TeamOne, they want this so bad. They're giving a lot of energy. They're probably very hyped right now, but they also need to cool down and chill out a little bit. That's a very important factor here. We spoke about Maluki being one of the members you mentioned from the team back in 2017. As a more experienced member, maybe he can bring that to the table of telling these guys, we can chill every now and again. We are doing great right now. We want to win, sure, but if it does go the distance, they need to be ready for it.
So far, this looks like a sprint. I know, Jacob, you like Tour de France, you like Silicon. This looks like a sprint, right? One of these steps where everyone's just going mass full speed. It's great. TeamOne, they're miles and miles ahead. But this is a best of 5. This could be a marathon. You need to make sure that you have that energy for the entire evening or the night. If
I was just about to say, it's a great analogy, but a sprint, you can only last that for 5-10 seconds, right? And you have 5 maps ahead of you. So if they can continue this pace right now, then this will be one of the most impressive performances I've probably ever seen coming out of an NA team. We didn't really know much about coming into this tournament, let's be honest. They've been surprising us every single day. And even the fact that we said, you know, that they could win the final, you guys predicted them to win the final, that in itself is a statement to how well they've been doing.
Inside exec again, and PRT is snuck from behind them. They have no idea, but have been negated by the smokes. So this position might just be for nothing. 2 quick kills found by Chaos. This could be the opening they need. PRT, not if he's got anything to say for it. Zeppa putting him down. Finally, some calm to the madness. Mouse strikes in from the hut, but his position is revealed. And in the 1 versus 3, I mean, I know he's a great player. We talked about him a lot, but James, this might just be too much.
It really might be too much for him. He's done a lot. That nade's going to do a hell of a lot of damage as well. Zephyr doesn't stand the chance. The spams come out towards him. Maybe we can isolate one more player. Only dinks Jonji down, but takes a bit of damage back himself. He now expects Marky to push on into it. The Marky may have given him the golden opportunity. Now it's all on Jonji. The spam is going up, it's going through. And Jonji nearly whiffs the shot as Malbs moves around. And Maniac has a heart attack as he nearly hits the ground.
Oh my, oh my.
This guy is feeling it, right? He's so aware, constantly looking around, constantly outplaying 3 players. Right in from Chaos. That's a good nade, of course, expecting Marky to come from behind. Giving a lot of damage to Jonji through the bomb side, and he's just half a second away from winning that round and really putting a nail into this coffin that is called Chaos right now. They need to step out. They need to take a 3rd round into this first half. If they do, well, it could be a close game. Jonji again aggressive towards Yard, but he's making a lot of noise. Almost like an elephant rushing around. There must be ways out there. Vanity, he's going to catch off a player towards Under Heaven. That's nicely played by him. Melps didn't expect that, and the Chaos have finally joined the circle.
Yeah, it's on to Barton. He's got no chance. He's got no say. But it is still a 3 versus 4. There is a way back into it for TeamOne, and it is the last run after all, so they have absolutely no need to say. That wouldn't make any sense. So they're going to attempt this retake. Great position by Vanity. Strikes first. Maluki's position been revealed, but with 20 kills on the board, if there's a man that can put it off, it's gonna be the sniper. He's looking for information, but no one is really showing from Chaos. They don't really give them the time of day, they don't give him the opportunity. Vanity will remove Pesa, and now Maluki with the sniper. No chance for him. 12-3.
12-3 first half. Absolutely stunning from TeamOne, but can they keep this going as Chaos managed to grab the final 2? We'll decide it after the break. 12-3 on a CT side of Nuke. Normally, I'd be saying there's still a chance in it for Chaos. And there is. Just a very small one. Very small one. It may depend on what Chaos can get going on this pistol, but none of them really seem to be feeling it just yet today. While TeamOne, they put the pressure on. They dealt with the clutch rounds. And even on the deficit rounds, they were able to stand strong. They're looking hungry to take their opponent's map pick. They're looking hungry to win big on a DreamHack Masters Grand Final. It's the North American region, ladies and gentlemen. You've got me, James Banks, Pimp and Maniac taking you through all of this. And John G, he's toying in smoke. He's going to go, oh, doesn't go down. That was close though, very back and forth, still a 3v3. But Marquis looks to turn it around. He's doing a nice bit of damage there. And now they've got the numbers advantage. It's all going to be on a few shots delivered by Maluki to try and take the player up top.
With the bomb is down its own, Pesa, he's got to survive that 1v1. And that right here, Pesadelo just bought a fighting chance for his team. He survived the ever so important duel, and it is a 2 versus 2. I do not see a smoke. I don't see a kit on Zeppa and Marquis. So it's going to be highly, highly terrible, and it's going to be hardcore for them to win this clutch. Pesadelo and his teammate can just play with the doors. First kill being found. Maluki now just looking to stay alive. Zeppa is in a world of trouble. He's going to have to find 2 kills and the bomb with it. That is not going to be possible. TeamOne with the clever vent dive in the 2v3 win the 30th round for them.
Beautiful, beautiful right here from Pesa. Winning that duel, that was winning the round as it was. Not quite sure if I agree with Leaf's decision just to go for that kill by himself, but you can argue it's a 50-50. You know where he is, so if Leaf is winning, he's the hero of the round. He's going to win the round, most likely for Chaos, whereas if he's dying, he's also going to be the guy losing the round for Chaos. So before you jump on him, before you sit in the Twitch chat and yell at him and scream, Leaf, what are you doing? You can argue that it was the smart decision. Had he won, it would have been Chaos winning the pistol.
Na 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 Batman utility belt. Pesadelo put up 372 utility damage in the first half and flashed more enemies than anyone else too. Thank you, Elliot.
Yeah, and was highly impactful when it came to kills as well. 15 in the first half. Having a fantastic first half. We gotta give some credit to him. Gotta put some respect on his name. We talked about him coming in. He was playing so well yesterday, and it seems to me like he has not forgotten about how to play Counter-Strike overnight. Melvs and Maluki as well. 21 frags each, 7 death. They're killing it right now.
It's now or never for Chaos to react. They have to win this round. They cannot allow TeamOne to run to 14th and break their economy. Chaos have invested everything they have into this one situation, this one round. Vanity is alone holding ramp. And if my eyesight is not lying to me, he's gonna be in trouble. Only a scout to play with. Galil's and AKs, and he is absolutely wrecked. Mabs ain't got no time.
His aim is so crisp, isn't it?
Yeah, that was just unfortunate. Vanity was like ready. He's thinking, yeah, okay, I know what's going on. I can hear the footsteps. Leaf's even going to get checked out here, but he still nicely deals away with some diesel damage. Tries to get a few more shots on, but he's overwhelmed. He's completely surrounded, and everyone else is going to fall around him. John G can't get it done at the end. A 14th on the board for TeamOne.
This is so clean right now for TeamOne. Individually speaking, all the players are showing up. All the players are winning the duels. With the Galil from this distance while moving, Melvs is just all over the place right now. We talked to him yesterday. He said this was one of the most important wins in my career, right? And I'm excited. As a person, you can see it on the server. He's been warming up. He's been sitting on that deathmatch coming into this game, and he is fired up, and it's definitely showing right now. 23 kills to his name, only 17 rounds into this game, and as you said, Matthew, there's no money to play with, so they may as well just force again, and they're getting shut down again.
They are being welcomed by Pesadelo, who grabs 2 kills on that push. But what it means is an avenue, is a highway, is a stairway to heaven for TeamOne. They're going to make their way down secret. They've been spotted, I believe, but there is no advanced dive coming on in. Mabs bested by Leaf. This could be the kill Chaos needed to react. This could be their one way to hope about anything achieved in this game. But Maluki, the Dream Crusher, strikes again.
And more dreams are going to be crushed as John G goes down. He's trying to get a flank in. And Marky with an AK-47. If they'd been low, maybe there's a chance of it. But he's got no kit, and the bomb's about to be planted. Smokes go up, and TeamOne are taking no chances. They're taking no risks. They want this 15th round.
A lot suggests they will get it as well, unless Marky can do anything about it, but he cannot. 1 AK-47 kill to his name, and that's it. TeamOne puts themselves on match point. No, sorry, not match point. Map point, that is.
Grand final! No.
Back why the graphic right here is. It's not on point. Not as on point as TeamOne is. And we see another force buy coming in from Chaos. MP9s all over. A single scout and an M4. That's all they could force right here. I have no idea how they're supposed to fight their way back into this. Junji hasn't found any success being aggressive. Maybe this time he will be. He's going to rush yard. Marky as well, playing up front. One MP9 puts down a smoke, but it looks like they won't do the inside split, and here we go.
Big push coming on in. Maluki, Barton, they're starting off. They're finishing them all. Chaos, they don't have a hope in hell's chance of this one. 2 players left alive. Yes, it's an M4 and a scout, but Vanity puts himself out in the open, and I don't even know what he's trying to attempt with that one. He gets shut down, and it's no problem at all for TeamOne as they are looking to take this 16-3 and make a huge statement on the opening map. The headshots delivered, PRT grabs it, and it looks like another day in the office for TeamOne as they're just chilling after a very relaxing nuke.
Yeah, they're probably thinking to themselves, when is the game starting, James? Are we going live soon? Because this didn't seem like it was a live game, right? There was one team on this server. There was one team who really wanted to win the first map, and that was TeamOne. Every single player had moments. Melts, Maluki. I think we're going to talk about them a lot tonight.
That was absolutely clean victory for them. But we have time to talk about them later.
We do have time to talk about them later. We are going to a break, and when we come back, we'll be understanding how much TeamOne want this, and if Chaos can even bounce back going into the second map. In Counter-Strike, we often talk about how bad do you want it. Many of these players and teams say they want championships, say they want to win big grand final matches, but don't put in the work to get it done. Right now, we have TeamOne showing us that hard work's paying off. They are showing us that they can make a big statement on their opponent's map pick. And yes, you could all say that, okay, Chaos, they're not scrimming, they're not practicing together. They are still a more experienced unit coming off the back of a big grand final win themselves.
And that's their choice. That's their choice not to scrimming. That's their choice not to jump on the deathmatch, and that's their choice not to prepare properly for a final. I don't know how the preparation were coming in, but Junji said that we're not really scrimming, we're not really playing, we're not really focusing on this tournament, right? So you can assume that may have, lacked a little bit when it comes to preparing for TeamOne. Whereas when you look towards TeamOne, as you said, as you alert to, you have 3 players putting 100+ ADR, 3 players just doing it all. Maluki, Pesa, and of course Malps. All those players, they won the deathmatch coming into this game for sure.
They were absolute beasts. The 3 names you mentioned, if you combine them, you have more than 65 kills, and I think you have 12 opening kills out of 14 duels, so they have basically taken the game over. And I just want to point out to Chaos, right? We came into this grand final looking at their stats, thinking about the map pool. Granted, they play a lot of tactical maps, but these maps require you to be refined, to be fine-tuned, to have the routines. Maybe the fact that they aren't practicing so much now comes to hone them on a map like Nuke, because they've looked like they were one step behind every single round. For TeamOne, the rotations were on point. Everyone was good for 2. Any line of defense was stopping the rush. It was just pristine.
It really was pristine. Next, though, we're moving on over to Train. And the Train game is a very good map for Chaos when you look at it statistically, but this Chaos we've just seen, I can't say is that same Chaos. What are we thinking of when we come into this, though? How does it look? Is it as bad as it seems?
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be as bad as we just saw right here. I expect Chaos to warm up, and I expect Chaos to wake up. Maybe they need to play with backs against the wall. Maybe they need to, realize the fact that if they don't win, if they don't, get started right now, there's a good chance they'll lose this final. So I think we'll see a different Chaos. They have a better win rate, by a small margin, but, it's a 50-50, isn't it?
2%. Yeah. No, I agree with you, Jacob. I do believe we're going to see a different phase from Chaos. And I also believe that we need to see how TeamOne will react and how they will handle it when Chaos stopped them. Because on Nuke, there was almost no resistance. It was basically a dream scenario. You play your grand final here, DreamHack Masters. You absolutely destroy your opponent on the first map. Everyone is happy, smiling, virtual high five all across the board. But what if you start losing? Then we need to see a reaction coming from them, and maybe the experience from Chaos actually shines.
Well, when we're talking about experience from Chaos, right, I want to come on to players a little bit more, because Vanity, certainly a player that is incredibly experienced, also the leader, but he is an AWPer who is now going to have to go up against Maluki on Train, and AWPs are vital.
Yeah, he'll have to step it up, let's be honest. I think Marky is another one you can put into the lineup. We talked about him coming into this matchup, and he's one of the more experienced players when it comes within that lineup. So Vanity, Marky, I think those are 2 players that are going to be win conditions. Junji as well. He only had 2 opening duels attempts. He won one of those. You normally see him up with 15, Granted, he didn't have a lot of rounds to do it this time around, but he will be vital as well. So individually speaking, we need these players to step up.
Yeah, and a player that doesn't really, or didn't really shine, and I mentioned him, is Zeppa, right? He used to be a closer, but my point of view is that Nuke was so one-sided that there never were rounds to close. The trades were never in their favor, so they didn't have that many clutches for him to shine. So for Chaos, the trade game needs to be on point, and then Zeppa will come alive.
Well, right now, we've got one team in TeamOne on the train to success, but Chaos are looking to jump off it and take a win on their opponent's map pick. We'll be finding out if they can get it done after the break.